So good day. Today I am going to explain two things. First is the Android architecture and second is the Mac OS X structure. Let us start with Android. Android OS comprises of different software components. The different components of Android OS are the Linux kernel, libraries, Android runtime, application framework, and applications. Inside the libraries, we have the SQLite connecting to OpenGL, connecting to Service Manager, containing video framework, connecting to WebKit, and then we have the LiveC. SQLite. What is SQLite? SQLite is used to access data published by content providers and includes SQLite database management classes. Okay. And then we have the OpenGL. It is used to provide Java interface to the OpenGL or ES3D graphics rendering API. And the media framework is used to provide different media codecs which allows the recording and playback of different media formats. WebKit is the browser engine used to display internet content or HTML content. LiveC is just the system's libraries, while while the Surface Manager composes windows on their screen, on our screen. And then we have the libraries going to Android runtime. Inside the Android runtime, we have the core libraries and the Dalvik virtual machine. As you can see, it includes a set of core Java libraries as well. Android application programmers build their apps using the Java programming language. And the Dalvik machine or the Dalvik virtual machine is open source software. It is software responsible for running apps on Android devices. Let's move to the Mac OS X structure. Mac OS has the GUI, application environments and services, and of course the kernel environment. Aqua is the GUI and visual theme of Apple's Mac OS. It was originally based around the theme of water. Cocoa is Apple's native object-oriented application programming interface or the API of Mac. And the Java that has the JRE and JVM. And the QuickTime, which is an extensible multimedia framework developed of course by the Apple. It is known for being capable of handling various formats of digital video, picture, sound, panoramic images, and interactivity. Apple announced that the Mac side of the kernel had been updated with the sources from version 3 of the Mac kernel and the BSD side connecting to the application environments and services here. Okay. The BSD side of the kernel environment had been updated with sources from the FreeBSD, NetBSD, and OpenBSD projects. Thus, they also announced a new driver model called IOKit, and it was intended to replace the driver kit used in Next Step, citing drivers' lack of power management and hot swap capabilities and its lack of automatic configuration capability. And now we have the kernel extension, which is called KEX for short, are modules of code that are loaded directly into the kernel space of OS X, able to run at a low level to perform a variety of tasks. And there we have it, the Mac OS X structure and the Android OS. Thank you for listening and goodbye.